Hey there, it's Seb Frey, and I'm back at my secret base. It's time for another exciting episode of Seb Frey TV. Well, it's the Sunday after Thanksgiving. I hope you all had a wonderful Thanksgiving dinner and weekend with your families. At my Thanksgiving dinner, we all sit down, we're all gathered for the feast, and my brother, he chimes in with the fact that, this actually, for many people in our country, is not a day of Thanksgiving, it's a day of mourning, right? Because the Native American population was largely uprooted, massacred, disenfranchised, hoarded onto small reservations, and had the whole continent taken away from them. And that did happen. And it just goes to show you that there are two sides to every story. I don't think that despite having all that happen, that sort of negates the purpose of Thanksgiving. I think that it is important to give thanks. I think that we need to be grateful every single day for what we have, right? Instead of focusing on what's been lost, just being thankful for what we actually have. Is a great thing. But in thinking about what happened to the Native American population before the arrival of the Europeans, it makes me think about what's happening today, right now, with our own, immigration, crisis or whatever they're calling it. When the Pilgrims came, there were no, immigration and customs enforcement people on hand to ask for their papers and their visa and whatnot. And also, these people, we call them pilgrims or immigrants, but the reality is they were refugees. They were refugees from a system in the United Kingdom or England or whatever it was called at the time. That they felt that they could not live the lives that they wanted to, and so they fled. They were refugees from Europe, and they came and washed up on America's shores, and they just wanted to start a new life, to start over, right? And so I'm wondering what's really so different between those folks and the people that are coming across the border from Central and South America, and I kind of think really not that much. I mean, you could say these people are economic refugees, but is it better or worse to be an economic refugee than a religious refugee, fleeing persecution, right? I mean, I don't know. I mean, like, they both seem like, they're both in a bad spot, and they're both, seeking safe harbor in the land of opportunity. And I'm not so sure that there's really anything all that bad about it. The whole Darwinian theory about natural selection, right? I would say that the Pilgrims, they were a hardy bunch, right? In order to make that mission across the sea in that rickety little old boats of theirs, and set up a new country on the wilds of a vast continent, right? I mean, like, certainly those people, they had the right stuff. But you know what? Coming across the border like in a migrant caravan for hundreds or thousands of miles, and then like going across the border with a coyote, or going through a tunnel, or like swimming across the Rio Grande or whatever. I mean, like, in order to do that, you have to be pretty tough, right? I mean, like, and isn't that the kind of people that we want to have here in the United States, right? Self-starters, right? Tough, strong, resourceful people who will do what it takes to get the job done. I thought that's what America is all about, right? And so, these people are self-selecting to come over here and be part of the American experience, and I really don't have much of a problem with that, right? What I do have a problem with, I'll tell you, is major employers who are not being held to account to for hiring people who are undocumented workers, and it happens all the time. I mean, I think this is the real reason why immigration is so lax, because there's many major employers who benefit from having these undocumented workers filing into the systems and taking very low wage jobs. So I think when we start casting stones at immigrants, we really need to look inside our own house and our own history to see where we're coming from and what that's all really about. So this Thanksgiving, I'm just really grateful for everything that I have, and I hope that you are doing well. I'm so glad that the fires have put out the the rains have put out the terrible fires in Northern California. Thank God for that. All right, well, that's it. We're slipping into the end of the new year, and we're slipping into the end of this year, coming up fast on the new year, and it is my favorite time of year, so I'll be having lots of thoughts I want to share with you about that upcoming holiday as well. All right, that's it for this episode of Seb Fry TV. Stay tuned, and I'll yak at you again real soon.